A fierce struggle for food unfolds in the African wilderness when a bold baboon discovers a honey badger enjoying a hard-earned meal. The honey badger has spent valuable energy searching for food and finally manages to secure something worth eating. But before it can enjoy its reward, a clever and opportunistic baboon notices the meal and decides to take a chance. At first, the baboon keeps its distance, carefully watching every movement of the honey badger. Honey badgers are famous for their courage, powerful jaws, thick skin, sharp claws, and aggressive attitude, so stealing food from one is certainly not an easy task. The baboon understands the danger, but hunger and opportunity can change the behavior of even a cautious animal. Slowly, the baboon moves closer, looking for the perfect moment to make its move. The honey badger continues feeding, seemingly focused on its meal and unaware that another animal is preparing to interfere. Suddenly, the baboon rushes forward and grabs the food. The honey badger immediately reacts, turning toward the thief with surprising speed. What happens next becomes a tense contest between determination and intelligence. The baboon quickly retreats with the meal, but the honey badger refuses to give up easily. It charges after the baboon, trying to recover what it worked so hard to obtain. The baboon climbs and moves across the terrain with incredible agility, using its speed and ability to navigate obstacles to stay away from the honey badger. For the baboon, the challenge is not simply about stealing food, it is about knowing when to attack, when to retreat, and when to take advantage of an opportunity. For the honey badger, the situation is completely different. Every meal represents energy and survival, especially in a harsh environment where food cannot always be found easily. Losing food after spending time searching for it can be a serious setback. This is why the honey badger remains determined to defend its prize. The encounter also demonstrates an important rule of nature: strength is not always enough to protect a meal. Intelligence, timing, speed, and awareness can sometimes give a smaller or less powerful animal an advantage. Baboons are highly social and intelligent primates, capable of observing other animals and learning from their behavior. They are also opportunistic feeders, meaning they can take advantage of many different food sources when the opportunity appears. Their ability to recognize danger and react quickly can make them extremely successful in competitive environments. Honey badgers, meanwhile, have a reputation for being among the most fearless mammals in the animal kingdom. Their compact bodies, strong limbs, long claws, powerful teeth, and tough skin make them formidable opponents. They are capable hunters and scavengers and can eat a wide variety of foods, including insects, small animals, eggs, roots, and carrion. Their thick skin provides protection from many attacks, while their powerful claws help them dig into the ground in search of food. But even an animal as fearless as the honey badger can face difficult competition. In the wild, food belongs to whoever can defend it, and sometimes that means confronting another animal that wants the same resource. The baboon seems to understand this perfectly. Rather than directly fighting the honey badger from the beginning, it watches, waits, and searches for an opening. This strategy reduces the risk of injury while increasing the chance of success. The moment the honey badger becomes distracted, the baboon makes its move. It is a classic example of opportunistic behavior in the natural world. One animal works hard to obtain food, while another attempts to benefit from that effort. Similar situations happen throughout African ecosystems every day. Lions may lose kills to hyenas, leopards may drag prey into trees to protect it from scavengers, and smaller animals may wait nearby for predators to finish feeding before attempting to collect leftovers. Survival is a constant competition, and every meal can become a valuable prize. In this encounter, the baboon appears to have chosen a particularly dangerous target. Honey badgers are not animals that easily surrender. Their reputation for toughness comes from their willingness to confront much larger animals when threatened. However, courage does not mean that every confrontation ends in victory. Animals constantly make decisions based on risk and reward. The baboon has to judge whether the food is valuable enough to justify the danger of approaching the honey badger. If it gets too close, the consequences could be serious. A honey badger can react extremely quickly, and its claws and teeth are capable of causing painful injuries. This creates a fascinating psychological battle between the two animals. The baboon wants the meal, but it also wants to avoid getting hurt. The honey badger wants its food back, but chasing a fast and agile baboon may also cost energy. Neither animal can afford to waste too much energy in the wild. Every movement has a purpose, and every decision can affect survival. As the confrontation continues, the baboon keeps looking for ways to maintain its advantage. Its ability to move quickly and climb helps it escape situations that might become dangerous on the ground. The honey badger, however, remains persistent. It follows, watches, and waits for another opportunity. The tension rises as the two animals compete over a single meal. What looks like a simple food theft is actually a demonstration of survival strategies that have developed over countless generations. The encounter also highlights how unpredictable wildlife can be. People often imagine predators as animals that always dominate their surroundings, but nature is much more complicated. Even powerful predators can lose food to competitors, scavengers, or opportunistic animals. Strength provides an advantage, but it does not guarantee success. The baboon's greatest weapons in this situation are awareness, intelligence, speed, and timing. The honey badger's greatest advantages are strength, toughness, determination, and powerful defensive abilities. Each animal possesses characteristics that help it survive, but those characteristics work differently depending on the situation. The battle for the meal also reveals the importance of energy in the natural world. Wild animals do not have supermarkets or guaranteed meals. They must constantly search, hunt, forage, steal, defend, or scavenge for food. A successful meal can provide valuable energy needed for movement, protection, reproduction, and survival. Losing that meal can mean starting the search all over again. This is why the honey badger's reaction is so intense. It is not simply defending a piece of food, it is defending the result of its effort. The baboon, on the other hand, has discovered an opportunity to obtain calories without spending the same amount of energy searching for them. From an evolutionary perspective, taking advantage of another animal's effort can be an effective survival strategy, as long as the risk remains manageable. This is one of the reasons wildlife encounters can be so fascinating. There are no simple heroes or villains. The baboon is not stealing because it is evil, and the honey badger is not defending its meal because it is angry. Both animals are responding to the same basic biological need, survival. Their behavior is shaped by hunger, competition, danger, experience, and instinct. As the confrontation develops, the baboon must remain alert because the honey badger may continue searching for a chance to reclaim the meal. A moment of overconfidence could turn the entire situation around. If the baboon comes too close, the honey badger could suddenly charge. If the honey badger wastes too much energy chasing the baboon, it may eventually decide that recovering the meal is no longer worth the effort. This balance between persistence and energy conservation is one of the most important aspects of survival in the wild. Animals must constantly decide when to fight and when to walk away. Sometimes the smartest decision is not to win every battle, but to avoid unnecessary injuries. An injury that might seem minor to humans can become extremely dangerous for a wild animal. A damaged leg, infected wound, or broken tooth can make finding food much more difficult. Therefore, every confrontation carries a potential cost. The baboon seems to rely on its mobility to keep that cost low, while the honey badger relies on its toughness to discourage competitors. The result is a remarkable encounter that demonstrates two completely different survival strategies. The story of the baboon and honey badger is also a reminder that wildlife is full of unexpected relationships. Animals that normally avoid one another can suddenly become competitors when food appears. A single meal can transform a quiet environment into a battlefield. This is especially true in regions where food resources are limited or highly valuable. When an animal finds a rich source of food, other animals may quickly notice. Smell, movement, sounds, and visual signals can attract competitors from a surprising distance. For the honey badger, finding food may have seemed like a successful end to its search. Instead, it became the beginning of another challenge. The baboon's arrival changed everything. The encounter demonstrates how quickly fortunes can change in nature. One moment the honey badger has control of the meal, the next, the baboon has taken it. One moment the baboon believes it has escaped, the next, the honey badger is closing the distance. This constant uncertainty is what makes wildlife behavior so compelling. Nothing is guaranteed, and every animal must remain prepared for the next challenge. Ultimately, the confrontation between the baboon and the honey badger is more than a simple food robbery. It is a powerful example of competition, intelligence, courage, timing, and survival. The honey badger worked for its meal and was determined to protect it, while the baboon recognized an opportunity and took a calculated risk. Neither animal can rely on strength alone. The baboon needs speed and strategy, while the honey badger needs persistence and toughness. Their encounter shows that in the wild, survival often belongs to the animal that can adapt fastest to changing circumstances. A hard-earned meal can disappear in seconds, and an apparently impossible challenge can suddenly become an opportunity. The baboon's daring theft and the honey badger's determined response create an unforgettable wildlife moment that reminds us how competitive, unpredictable, and fascinating the natural world can be. Every day, animals across the planet face similar struggles over food, territory, shelter, and survival. Some battles are won through strength, some through speed, and others through patience and intelligence. In this remarkable encounter, the baboon demonstrates the power of opportunity, while the honey badger demonstrates the determination to defend what it has earned. The outcome may change from one moment to the next, but the lesson remains clear. In the wild, nothing is truly guaranteed, and even the hardest earned meal can become the prize in a dramatic battle for survival.